Good evening, and welcome back to our channel. Breaking news from the Middle East. Israel has launched a dramatic airstrike on Hamas leadership in Doha, Qatar. This operation, called Judgment Day, targeted Hamas officials at their headquarters inside the Qatari capital. The move has sent shockwaves across the region, raising fears of escalation and sparking intense international reactions. According to Israeli officials, the airstrike was carried out in direct retaliation for two major events. First, the October 7 massacre of 2023, in which Hamas fighters stormed southern Israel. Second, the recent deadly shooting in Jerusalem, which killed 6 civilians. Israel claims the Hamas leadership and Qatar played a central role in planning and coordinating these attacks. This strike marks the first time Israel has expanded its operations beyond Gaza and Lebanon, targeting Hamas leaders deep inside Qatari territory. The Israeli Defense Forces say they struck a high-value Hamas facility. Early reports suggested that Khalil al-Hayya's son, along with his office director, were killed in the strike. However, Hamas insists its top leadership, including Khalil al-Hayya himself and Khalid Meshal, survived. The attack shook central Doha, with explosions reported near government and diplomatic buildings. Footage on social media shows smoke rising into the night sky, while residents describe the strike as the loudest blast they had ever experienced in Qatar. The Qatari government has condemned the attack as a violation of its sovereignty and a grave breach of international law. Officials in Doha say the strike puts Qatar's role as a mediator in danger, especially since Qatar has been central to ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. Reactions have poured in from across the world. Turkey called the strike an act of aggression. Egypt and Saudi Arabia warned it could destabilize the entire region. The United Nations expressed deep concern, calling on all sides to avoid actions that could derail peace efforts. Meanwhile, U.S. officials confirmed they were notified by Israel before the operation, but insisted the United States did not participate directly. This strike comes at a critical moment. Hamas leaders in Doha were reportedly reviewing a new ceasefire proposal when the airstrike hit. Diplomatic sources now fear that any possibility of progress toward peace could collapse entirely. Analysts warn that by targeting Hamas leadership outside of Gaza, Israel has taken a major gamble. The move could weaken Hamas politically, but it may also push the group to intensify its military campaign or even expand the conflict to new fronts. From a legal perspective, the strike raises serious questions. Can one nation launch military attacks inside another sovereign country without its permission? Supporters of Israel argue that Hamas leaders were legitimate military targets, regardless of location. Critics, however, say this undermines international law and sets a dangerous precedent for global security. What is clear is that the balance of power in the Middle East has once again shifted, and the coming days will determine whether the region edges closer to peace or slides deeper into chaos. So, what happens next? Will Qatar withdraw from its role as a mediator? Will Hamas seek revenge beyond Gaza? And will Israel face diplomatic backlash for striking inside another sovereign nation? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this operation marks a turning point in the conflict, and its consequences will be felt across the Middle East and beyond. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Was this a necessary act of self-defense or a dangerous step toward wider war?